Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're so very welcome. My name is Beatrice. I'm an adult nursing student in the United Kingdom, and I share content around coming to the UK to study as a nurse or coming to the UK to practice as a nurse. Today I'm going to be talking to you about coming to the UK to study as a nurse through the master's route, which is the pre-registration route. And if this is something you're interested in, and you know someone who's interested in content around this, please stay tuned because I'm coming right back. Now, the master's route into nursing, where you could become a nurse in 2 years, it is for everybody, regardless of what you studied in your undergraduate, which is whatever you studied in your BSc. Whether you were a science student, whether you were an art student, it doesn't matter. You can come to the UK and do this master's course for 2 years. Then you become a nurse after. Basically, you have to show them that you're fine. Like, you have to pass your exams, pass your assignments, essays, and clinical placements. You'll be going to the hospital to practice, like learn. So if you can pass all of those and they're satisfied with you, which is the easy part, then you become a registered nurse in the United Kingdom because they know they can trust you, they've trained you. So it's for everyone who has a BSc. Now, if you have something like HND, I'll be doing that in another video. I'll cover that in another video. But if you have a BSc in whatever, like sports, literature, biology, chemistry, anything you had your BSc in, you are actually eligible to come to the UK and study to become a nurse in just 2 years. 2 years, guys. So I'm going to split the entry requirements into the main requirements and other requirements. So basically, just to show you, the other requirements are things you basically need after you've been admitted, like the school has given you a firm offer. That's when the other requirements will come in. But the main requirements are things you would need before you get the admission, basically before you apply. Now, for the main requirements, the first thing you would need is WAEC. Yeah, the West African Examination Council certificate. You would need that because it's like an equivalent to what they have here as the GCSE. So basically, they need your WAEC certificates, and they need you to have maths and English in that certificate, which is called C4 or above. That's what most schools would need from you. Some schools might want to throw in biology, and I know, like in Nigeria, we basically African countries that take WAEC, we obviously even ask students to do biology as well, but most of the schools would not require that. They would just need you to have maths and English. But I know most people would have biology, which might be a plus. Yeah, so if you have your WAEC and maths and English, you have like a C4 and above or above, then you're good to go. That's one requirement for the main requirement. The next one will be a BSc certificate. Basically, you have your BSc degree in, just like I said earlier, whatever you did in your BSc, but they would need you to have a 2-1. Like most schools would need a 2-1. But if you had a 2-2, it's still possible to get admitted. I'm going to be mentioning other requirements that could help you boost your 2-2 to help you get admitted. So basically, they need a 2-1 or a 2-2. It's fine, but you can't really get into the course with a third class. When I'm covering the HND video, I would add those that had third class in their BSc. I'll add it to the HND video just because they kind of go together in just when it applies to coming to the UK to do nursing. So basically, you need WAEC, and then you need your BSc degree. Another thing you need is healthcare experience. Like, this one is huge because it's going to be like they're going to admit you on the basis of recognition of prior learning. They want to make sure that you have an idea of what you're coming in to do. You've worked in a hospital before. It could be voluntary, it could be paid, it doesn't matter. And I'll do a video very soon where I'll talk about, I know I do very many videos, but yeah, I'll do a video where I talk about how you can get your healthcare experience in Africa or Asia, and just so we are building up your requirements of coming into the course. So basically, we've talked about WIAC, we've talked about your BSc, talked about healthcare experience. No, so for the healthcare experience, you probably would need between, let's say, maximum of 800 hours. So some schools will say, oh, we need 750 hours. Some schools say we need 700 hours. So it depends on the school. But the maximum I've seen so far, trust me, I've seen loads of schools. The maximum I've seen so far is 800 hours. And I've not seen anyone that exceeded 800 hours. So let's just say, just keep your eyes at 800 hours. You need to have that amount of experience in the hospital. It doesn't, like, it could be in a hospital, it could be in a clinic, it could be a nursing facility, somewhere where care is being rendered to people, to vulnerable people who need that care. And that experience needs to be within the last 5 years of the time you want to apply into this course. So yeah, that's it for healthcare experience. So now that we've talked about WIAC, your BSc, healthcare experience, let us talk about English language requirements. So basically, you need to show them that you can speak English, you can understand English, and you can write in English. So some schools will require you to do an IELTS test, which is the International English Language Testing System. Or they would just be like, okay, if you did your WIAC and you have English in your WIAC, then we will take that. So it depends on the school that strikes that balance for us. So it depends on what the school wants. Some schools want IELTS, some schools want WIAC. So for the schools that want IELTS, the ones that I've seen so far, the least score you would need for IELTS would be like a 6.5, but most of the schools would want a score of 7. And yeah, some of them are quite strict with the English tests. They would want you to get a 7 overall, and I think 7 in each band except writing, where you can get a 6.5. This is the same English requirement for people coming from Africa to work in the UK as well. The final main requirement you would need is a statement of purpose, or what we call your personal statement. Now, you need to show them what experience you've had before now. You need to show them, convince them that, yeah, I want to be a nurse for a reason. Obviously, not just everyone just wants to be a nurse. Why do you want to be a nurse? What experience are you bringing into this course, and what do you hope to learn? Why the UK? Why the university? I am also going to be doing a video that covers how you can get a very good statement of purpose, where the school looks at it and be like, oh yeah, this person has all it takes to go into this course. So yeah, that's it for the main requirements. Next up, we're going to talk about other requirements, basically other things you would need aside these ones, which I mentioned earlier, that there are things you would need only after you've gotten a firm place in the school. In terms of other requirements you might need, you need a disclosure of barring service, which is also called a DBS check. This is just a background check to be sure you're not a criminal where you're coming from, or you don't have a criminal record. They need to know that you've not disclosed why you were applying to the school. So basically, your DBS that's just what your DBS is. And even if you're not coming to do the nursing course, if you're coming here to get a job, you will still have to do the DBS anyway. So that's just by the way. And you only have to do that when you've gotten your place. Most times it's actually after you've entered into the UK, that's when you have to do your DBS. So it's nothing to worry about when you're applying at all. Another requirement you would need is they would do a medical clearance. You would need a medical clearance where they need to check your vaccination history. Do you have a medical condition that could stop you from becoming a nurse? It could be, do you have an infectious disease that they should know about? It's just basically they want to know what vaccines you've had in your childhood. If you can't prove all of those, it's still okay. They're going to help you sort out if you need to take vaccines, hepatitis B, MMR vaccines, measles, and all those, rubella. If you need to have another vaccine, the school will sort it out. It's really nothing to break sleep over. It will be fine. The main things to have are those main requirements I mentioned earlier. Now, we've talked about requirements of getting into the course. Something else we need to consider are, what time of the year do they admit people into this course? Some schools do January, some schools do September, some schools do February, some schools do May, some schools do October. But trust me, the most popular ones you would see are January and September. So those are the two busiest times you could get admitted into this course. So if you want to apply into this course, those are the times you should be targeting. And another tip I want to throw in is, if you want to like start this course next year, I would say start applying from this year, because it is quite popular now and spaces are limited and the number of applicants are like this, like a lot. So you want to put in your applications first, so like one of the first ones they see would be yours, and it just gives you an edge to, you know, getting picked. So guys, one very final tip I would like to add is, did you know that when coming into the UK to do your masters, you can actually come with your family? Did you know that? You're welcome. So basically, you can bring your family into the UK. It doesn't even have to be nursing, regardless of the course you're coming in as far as you're coming to do a master's in the UK. You can actually bring your family. By family, I mean your husband or your wife, your spouse, or children. So basically, your immediate family, not extended, no sisters, no brothers, no, just your spouse and children. So you might want to think about that, like if you're coming to study. And I'm going to do a separate video where I talk about the pros and cons of coming to the UK with your family, like the advantages and disadvantages. I know I've said I'm going to do this video like the 10th time, but yeah, it's just the building up of the channel. Thank you so much for giving me the audience, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please like this video, comment down below if you have any questions and I'm going to answer them, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye now. Have a nice week.